Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a frequently requested topic, which is how to teach yourself graphic design. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I have done videos on how to start a stationery business, how to open an online shop, or tips for opening an online shop. And something that a lot of you will ask me in the comments and via email is, how do you actually get started in design, in graphic design? So a little background on me, I'm a self-taught graphic designer. I didn't go to school for graphic design. And so in this video, I'm not really gonna be talking about how to learn graphic design for the purpose of getting a job in it or working for an agency or something of that nature. I'm gonna be mostly teaching you how to learn graphic design for the purpose of designing something specific, like designing your own stationery to sell, and just kind of more like practical graphic design tips for if you're wanting to start a business, if that makes sense. So let's get right into the video. So the first step is to decide what type of graphic design you want to do. Do you want to design logos and branding? Do you want to design your own stationery? Do you want to create digital illustrations? There are so many different areas of graphic design, and if you know the specific type of design that you want to do ahead of time, that will really help you in knowing which type of classes to take or what to search for on YouTube. So I would recommend having at least a general idea of the type of graphic design that you want to do going into it. So the second step is you've got to get the right tools. So this is another thing that a lot of you will ask me about, is what programs do I use if I want to do design? So what I recommend is that you get the Adobe Creative Cloud. So when I started graphic design and I started teaching myself, I was a recent college graduate and I graduated early, so I was still able to use the student discount and just purchase the software from my computer. The Adobe Creative Cloud didn't exist at that time, but now you can actually do a monthly subscription, and it's $20 a month if you're still a student or if you have a .edu email address, or $50 a month if you're not a student. And that Adobe Creative Cloud will give you access to Illustrator, Photoshop, and I believe other design software of theirs as well. Illustrator, in my opinion, is the most important software to have for graphic design, and Photoshop I use frequently as well. So once you have the tools, it's time to start learning the actual skills and how to use the tools. So Adobe Illustrator, I know, can be very intimidating initially. It's sort of a lot to take in. And when I started teaching myself, I mostly was using Google and Googling how to blank for learning almost everything. But now there are a lot more resources online available, and so it's actually much easier to teach yourself. So there are some free options and also some paid options. YouTube, just in general, is full of free tutorials and resources, and I would definitely recommend checking out some of those and just searching for things like Adobe Illustrator tutorial and things like that to kind of get the hang of things. Another great paid option that I use for learning all types of skills in photography and videography and design is Skillshare, which I really enjoy. If you've never looked into that before, they have a lot of great promotions, and you can usually get a free trial. Before I post this video, I'll look and see what type of promotions that they're having right now, and I'll put a link in the description box if you'd like to check that out. But you might be able to get, a lot of times they'll do like a free month trial, and you can watch a lot of classes in a month. So I've done a lot of different Skillshare classes and learned a lot on there. And there are other paid membership type websites. Udemy is one. Skillshare is honestly the only one that I have personal experience with, so I don't want to recommend any other sites that I'm not familiar with, but there are others that you can look into as well. My fourth tip is to just practice. You know, it's not something that is gonna happen right away, that you're just gonna be really good at graphic design and know how to use the software really quickly. It really does take practice, and you just have to recognize that in the beginning, you're not gonna be that great. I think something that happens when you get started is a lot of times you'll have really good taste and you'll know exactly what it is that you're wanting to create, but your skill set just doesn't quite match that yet. So you really just have to kind of stick it out and continue practicing, and you'll get better and better. When I look back at some of the things that I designed in the early days, it's cringeworthy, but just stick with it and practice, practice, practice. Something that I would do in the beginning is I would pretend like I was doing a project for a friend. Like if I had a friend who was engaged, I would kind of think of her style in mind and then design her wedding invitations. I never like would show these people, but it was just for my own practice. And so like create kind of pretend projects for yourself in whatever line of graphic design you're wanting to get into, and just kind of do like your dream projects and start just honing your skills. And this is something that I would recommend doing every day. You know, just set aside a couple of hours each day after work, or on your, you know, do it on your lunch break or before work. And the more you practice, obviously, the better you'll get. Once you've really honed your skills, you know, I would recommend doing some design work for free, like real design work. So maybe offer to do a friend's wedding invitations if that's what you're wanting to get into, or offer to do a business's logo for free. You know, you really have to offer your services for free in the beginning to build your portfolio. And, you know, once you've done a lot of these free projects, you can actually publish your portfolio. And I would recommend starting your own website where you can host your portfolio and send it out to people. I always recommend Squarespace for this. It's my favorite website platform to use. And I actually have a class available on my website for how to create an online portfolio yourself, even if you're not a web designer. So I'll put a link in the description box if you're interested in that as well. But I think it really helps to have an online portfolio that you can send people. So that's the fifth tip, is to just sort of establish a place online where you can market your services or your products depending on what type of graphic design you're wanting to do. I think a big part of this step is branding. You know, if you know exactly the type of work that you want to do, that's going to be really helpful because you'll be able to brand yourself accordingly. If you check out my website, I have a very sort of like feminine, clean style to my design. And so I don't consider myself the best designer or graphic designer by any means, but I think that my target clients recognize that I'm a good fit right away just when they visit my website. Get a good idea of the type of work that you want to do and then let your branding reflect that. If you intend on selling products as well as your design services, I would recommend looking into some of the graphic design marketplaces, places like Etsy, which I've talked a lot about on my channel, Creative Market. There are a lot of marketplaces where you can sell your illustrations if you are an illustrator, or just other like templates and things like that, and that could be a good source of passive income for you as you grow your graphic design business. So I really hope this video was helpful for you aspiring graphic designers. Please let me know any questions that you have in the comments, as well as any other requests for videos that you would like to see on my channel. Please be sure to subscribe for more videos and give this video a like if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!